I am Rabbi Shimon, 83 years old, and what I'm about to share with you changed everything I understood about provision. It was 1987. I was sitting in a small office in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, fluorescent lights humming above me, papers scattered across my desk, and I was drowning, not in debt, in confusion. I had spent 15 years teaching Torah, helping families, pouring everything I had into my community, and yet, month after month, the phone barely rang. The clients who needed spiritual guidance most never seemed to find me. I remember one particular Tuesday evening, rain tapping against the window. My wife had just asked me, gently, if perhaps I should advertise more, put up flyers, make myself known. And I sat there feeling this weight in my chest because I knew something was wrong with that answer, something deeply wrong. That's when Rabbi Zalman walked in. He was 91 years old then, white beard down to his chest, eyes that seemed to see through walls. He didn't knock, just opened the door, looked at me, and said 6 words that shattered everything I thought I knew about how the world works. You're trying to pull when you should be shining. I stared at him. Rabbi, I don't understand. He sat down slowly, carefully, like every movement was a prayer. And then he told me about Parashat Teruma, about the construction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle in the wilderness, about something hidden in those verses that most people read their entire lives without seeing. Before I tell you what he taught me, I need you to do something. If this resonates with you, if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but the provision isn't flowing, I need you to hit that like button right now. Because what I'm about to share isn't theory. This is tested. This is proven. And the algorithm needs to know this message matters, so it can reach the people who need it most. Now let me ask you something. How many times have you tried to make something happen through sheer force? How many networking events have you attended? How many cold calls have you made? How many websites have you built, rebuilt, optimized, and rebuilt again? And here's the deeper question, the one that keeps you up at 3 in the morning when the house is quiet and you're alone with your thoughts. Why does provision flow so easily to some people and not to you? What are they doing that you're not? What invisible door did they walk through that you keep missing? You've tried hustle. You've tried faith. You've tried positive thinking and strategic planning and mentorship and courses. You've prayed. You've visualized. You've networked until your face hurt from smiling. And still, the clients who need you most, they're not appearing. The opportunities that should be yours, they're going to someone else. The breakthrough that's supposed to come, it stays just out of reach. So you start wondering if maybe you're not meant for this. Maybe you're not anointed for provision. Maybe God has favorites, and you're not one of them. Let me tell you what Rabbi Zalman taught me that night. And I need you to listen closely, because this goes against everything the world has taught you about success. He opened his worn Humash to Exodus chapter 25, verse 8, and he read it in Hebrew first, then translated. And they shall make me a sanctuary, and I will dwell among them. Shimon, he said, leaning forward. Everyone reads this verse and thinks it's about building, about doing, about creating something with your hands. But look at the next verse. Exodus 25:9. According to all that I show you, the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its vessels, so shall you make it. You see the word? He asked. Show you. Not tell you. Not command you. Show you. Do you know what the Hebrew word is there? I shook my head. Mar'eh, from the root ra'ah, to see, to perceive, to witness. He tapped the page. God didn't just give Moses instructions. He showed him. He revealed a pattern, a blueprint. And that blueprint was already complete in the spiritual realm before a single physical piece was constructed. He looked at me with those penetrating eyes. The Mishkan existed in heaven before it existed on earth. And Moses' job wasn't to create it. His job was to reflect it, to become so aligned with the divine pattern that the physical reality had no choice but to manifest. This is where everything clicked for me. The moment Moses saw the pattern, Rabbi Zalman continued, the moment he aligned his consciousness with that heavenly blueprint, the provision started flowing. Exodus 25 verse 2. Speak to the children of Israel, and they shall take for me an offering. Notice it doesn't say Moses had to convince them. It doesn't say he had to market the vision or run a campaign. The verse says, they shall take, vayichchu, future tense, automatic. He closed the book gently. When you align with the divine pattern, Shimon, people don't need to be persuaded. They're drawn, like iron to a magnet, like moths to a flame, because you're not pulling anymore. You're shining. And light doesn't chase. Light reveals. And what it reveals is so compelling that people move toward it of their own will. I sat there in silence, rain still tapping the window. But something had shifted in my chest. So what do? I asked. He smiled. You stop trying to attract clients, and you start revealing the blueprint that's already inside you. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds mystical, impractical. How does this translate to real life? How does this put food on the table and pay the rent? Stay with me. Within 3 weeks of applying what Rabbi Zalman taught me, my phone started ringing. Not from advertising, not from networking. People I had never met started calling, saying they heard about me, but they couldn't remember from where. One woman drove 40 minutes because she had a dream that she needed to speak to a rabbi in Crown Heights. She didn't know my name. She just drove until she saw my office. Within 6 months, I had a waiting list. Within 2 years, people were flying in from other states. Not because I marketed better, because I stopped marketing altogether and started doing something else entirely. I want to share 3 stories with you. 3 people who applied this exact principle in the last 18 months. Different lives, different circumstances, same result. Rebecca, 67, ran a small accounting practice in New Jersey. For 12 years she struggled, competing with bigger firms, trying to undercut prices, sending out mailers. Her business was surviving, but barely. She heard me teach about the Mishkan blueprint at a Shabbat service. 2 months later, she called me, crying, "Rabbi, I stopped chasing. I started every morning with Exodus 25:8. I meditated on the phrase, 'I will dwell among them.' I asked God to show me the pattern, not the strategy, the pattern. Within 3 weeks, a client referred me to his entire company. I just signed a contract worth more than I made in the last 3 years combined. And I didn't chase any of it. David, 72, retired teacher trying to launch a tutoring business. Couldn't get traction. His kids told him to get on social media, build a website. He didn't know how and felt overwhelmed. He applied this teaching. He spent 30 days not marketing, just aligning, reading Teruma every morning, asking to see the blueprint. On day 31, a parent knocked on his door, said her daughter had been asking about a tutor, and she'd heard David's name 3 times in 1 week from different people, none of whom David had spoken to in months. He now has 12 students and had to turn away 6 more. Miriam, 59, life coach. She had all the certifications, beautiful website, 5 years of struggle. She stopped posting, stopped networking, spent 40 days in what she called blueprint alignment, reading the Teruma passage, asking God to reveal the pattern of her calling. On day 42, a woman contacted her who'd found a 2-year-old blog post Miriam had forgotten she'd written. That woman became a client, referred 3 friends, and one of those friends hired Miriam to speak at a corporate retreat for $8,000. These aren't coincidences. This is pattern. When you align with the blueprint, the divine design that already exists in the spiritual realm, provision doesn't need to be chased. It's drawn to you. So how do you do this? How do you move from pulling to shining? Here's what I want you to do. Not next week, not when things calm down. Today. Right now, as soon as this video ends. Step 1. Find a quiet space. No phone, no distractions. Bring a notebook. Step 2. Open to Exodus 25, verses 8 and 9. If you don't have a Bible, write these verses down by hand. And they shall make me a sanctuary, and I will dwell among them, according to all that I show you, the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all its vessels, so shall you make it. Step 3. Read those verses out loud 3 times, slowly. Let the words settle. Step 4. Close your eyes and ask this exact question. God, what is the blueprint you've already designed for my provision? Show me the pattern. Don't rush this. Sit in silence for at least 10 minutes. Step 5. Write down whatever comes. Images, words, impressions. Don't filter. Don't edit. Just write. Step 6. For the next 40 days, start every morning the same way. Read Exodus 25, verses 8 and 9. Ask the question. Write what comes. Do not strategize. Do not market. Do not hustle. Just align. Now here's what you need to know. This will feel uncomfortable because your mind is trained to do, to act, to force. And I'm telling you to stop forcing and start receiving. Day 1 through 7. You'll feel restless. Your mind will scream that you're wasting time. Ignore it. Keep aligning. Day 8 through 14. You'll start noticing small things. A conversation that feels significant. A name that keeps appearing. A door that cracks open. Don't chase it. Just observe. Day 15 through 21. Something will shift internally. You'll feel lighter, less anxious, more certain. This is the alignment taking root. Day 22 through 30. The external starts matching the internal. A phone call, an email, an unexpected encounter. Don't analyze it. Just respond with gratitude. Day 31 through 40. The flow increases. Opportunities you didn't pursue start pursuing you. This is the magnet effect. This is shining instead of pulling. I need to warn you about something. Around day 10, you're going to panic. You're going to think, this isn't working. I need to do something. That panic is the old pattern trying to reassert control. That's the moment most people quit. Don't. That panic is proof you're on the right path. You're threatening the old way. Stay the course. And here's the other thing nobody tells you. When provision starts flowing this way, it won't always look like you expected. You might be hoping for client A, and God sends client B. You might be expecting opportunity X, and you receive opportunity Y. Don't reject it because it doesn't match your plan. The blueprint is bigger than your imagination. Trust the pattern. Let me bring this home. Right now, in this moment, there's a version of your life that already exists, not as a possibility, as a reality. In the spiritual realm, your provision is complete. Your clients already know you. Your purpose is already fulfilled. The gap isn't in heaven, the gap is in alignment. You've been taught that you need to build something from nothing. That's exhausting. That's why you're tired. The truth is, you need to reveal something that already is. Moses didn't invent the Mishkan, he saw it and reflected it. And the moment he aligned with what he saw, the people brought gold without being begged. They brought silver without being convinced. They brought so much that Moses had to tell them to stop. That's what happens when you move from pulling to shining. So here's my challenge to you. I want you to comment below with 3 words. I see provision. Not as a hope, as a declaration, as an alignment, as a statement of what already exists in the realm you're about to tap into. And if you found value in this teaching, subscribe to this channel. Because what I share here isn't feel-good fluff. This is ancient wisdom tested across millennia. This is Torah blueprint applied to modern life. And every week, I'm unpacking another piece of this puzzle. Now let me bless you before you go. May the Holy One of Israel open your eyes to see the pattern He has already prepared for you. May every strategy you've clung to fall away like dead leaves, so the living tree beneath can finally grow. May your provision flow not from your effort, but from your alignment. May clients appear not because you hunted them, but because you shined so brightly they couldn't look away. May your next 40 days be the turning point your soul has been waiting for. And may you finally understand that you were never meant to build from nothing. You were meant to reveal what already is. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Shalom, my friend.